Hi, Vicky from the Sponsorship Consultants here. We're up to video 5 of 7 of tips for athletes seeking sponsorship. We haven't really gone in a sequential order so far. It's been based upon questions that you guys have asked me. So we're jumping ahead just a little bit because this is the question that keeps coming up and I keep saying I'm going to answer. So it's one that I didn't want to answer at the start. And it's also one that I'm almost hesitant to answer because there's so much other stuff that you've got to do before you get to this point. But I'm all about, doing what you guys want on these videos. So let's talk about sponsorship proposals. These documents are not going to get you sponsored. They're not the key. They're a communication tool and they will contain some important information, but please don't fall for the trap that so many athletes do, that if you produce this gorgeous, sexy looking document, you're going to get sponsored, because it's just really not going to happen. If it happens, you're lucky. So let's say you've done probably 6 to 12 weeks of work leading up to this point. So you've found out who your potential sponsors might be, what you'd like to get from them, what you'd like to offer them, what you're about as a person, what they're about as companies, what your whole sponsorship relationship with them and with other companies is potentially going to look like. You've done a whole heap of research on them and you've developed some benefits that are commercially interesting to them. So you can offer something that's actually got a dollar value attached to it. So you've done all that and we know everything. So now we go to creating these documents. I'm going to give you 10 tips that I think are really important. There's a whole heap of other stuff, but some of the stuff I'm going to talk about you won't get from doing a Google search on how to create sponsorship proposal documents. So there's the very basic stuff. I'm not going to really cover that. You can figure that out for yourself, or it's pretty logical stuff. This is probably some of the things that people leave out of sponsorship proposals or overlook. So let's start at the beginning. You need to have a plan before you start putting the final document together. Get a piece of paper or set up a Word document on your computer and just map out what content you want in your proposal. So the questions that you need to ask yourself are who's the sponsorship proposal about, who's it going to, what you're asking for, what you're offering, when it all needs to happen by, either events that you're trying to get sponsored for, and why. Why are you seeking sponsorship from this company? And try to get honest with that. If it's about, you've had a great experience with them, or that they're one of the best, or whatever your reason is, be quite honest, be quite human about that. Second of all, focus on what you're offering them. So this document is a way of you communicating value that you're offering to them. So it's a proposal not so much about you as an athlete, but about the commercial benefits you're offering to the company. So be really clear on what you're offering them. Thirdly, make it tailored. Make each proposal that you send out unique to that sponsor. Obviously, you need to create a basic, like a master copy of this proposal, but then I'd like you to tweak it and add specific details about those companies each time that you send it. So you'll change the name, you'll refer to their products, their services, your specific benefits that you're offering just them, and make them feel like you've written it just for them. In terms of design, you want to keep it really plain, keep it simple but stylish, and make it look a little bit like you. If you like pink, I like pink, and pink's in my business logo. It appears in a lot of my stuff, and that's me. And I could try to come across as really corporate and blue and clean lines and all that, but it's just not me. And so if I engage business with this facade of a blue corporate, plain company image, and then I engage clients, they're going to wonder who the hell they've engaged, because it's me and I'm this sort of bubbly person who likes pink, and it's not congruent. So make sure that your document looks a bit like you. Next is layout. So a lot of these all kind of blend in together, and I guess I'm just trying to get you thinking. When it comes to the layout, at that start point when you start actually laying out in a document or on paper how you want this to look, I'd suggest creating headings and subheadings and use those throughout your proposal documents to guide the reader through the document. So make it really simple for them. If they want to know about your budget, they know to look under the budget heading. If they want to know about sponsor benefits, which is what they're going to get from sponsoring you, give that a clear heading. Also make the flow of it logical. I really believe, and this goes back to the second point, I really believe in focusing on what you're offering them. So make this an opportunity for them to invest rather than you asking for something. So up front, be really clear that you're offering them benefits and that you're willing to work with them to make sure those benefits are the absolute best that you can give them. And also in that layout, make sure you've got things in bullet points rather than long sentences. Chuck some bullet points in and just clean it up a little bit. You want them to read the whole document, so make it easy. Spoon feed them, keep it really simple, and you'll be more likely to get them to read the whole document. Photos. As an athlete, you're going to have some great photos. If you don't, go and get some. There's lots of great photographers around. Some will charge you, some you might be able to do something pro rata. And get a little creative. I've got an obstacle course racer and we had so much fun with his proposal documents. We've got close-ups of his feet kind of bent around, I don't know, whatever he was climbing over. We've got him just covered in mud peering through this like barbed wire fence, and we've got a close-up of his six-pack because that's what you get when you do obstacle course racing. So get creative with it, be you. And don't sort of be embarrassed about putting pictures of yourself there. It's, this is what you're offering. It's you, the athlete, and all of the fun activities that are around that. It doesn't just have to be you doing your sport. It could be you doing some community activity or doing a presentation. If that's something that you might be offering as a benefit, that you can do presentations to their staff, have a photo of you in there. Man, there's so much stuff. This is why I hesitated to do this video, because there is just so much content. But we'll persevere. I'm glancing down here. I've got this list of reminder points. So we're up to 8. Make it about them. I think we touched on this before. Really try to get a feel for the language that they use, so on their website and their marketing material, without being false and misleading. You're not trying to sort of speak a language that you don't speak, but just bring it in with your language. So if they're all about, community, touch on your community activities and bring that into the document. Just make it palatable for them using language that they're familiar with. It just makes it easier for them to process. In terms of document length, I've been asked this question a lot, and it's one I don't have there's no hard and fast rule. The shorter the better, and no more than 6 pages. Barack Obama's resume is, I think, 1 or 2 pages. Get it? You are amazing, no doubt, and you've got lots to offer. But just consider that the people you're sending these documents to are busy, and they get a lot of proposal documents. And the shorter, more succinct, more punchy, more clever you can make it, the more likely that you are to get their attention and to hold their attention long enough for them to read the document. Facts and figures are great. So that's the next point. Facts and figures. Be really honest about your facts and figures. Don't make them up, because they'll find out. They'll want to know things like your social media stats, your media reach, all that kind of stuff you can calculate. So facts and figures. When you send it as a PDF. Don't send it as an active Word document or a JPEG. Send it as a PDF. Don't send it as a link. Don't send them a website. None of that. Keep it simple, PDF, or a printed copy. Pop one in the post or hand deliver it. I'm a bit old school, and I personally love having something, tangible. So that's it for the points. you'll probably have to watch this video again and take notes. I know I speak fast. I get excited about this stuff, and I love seeing athletes get sponsored. It's just such a joy, and I want to see you guys get sponsored. These tips in this video will not get you sponsored, but once you've done all the back work, it'll help you get a really nice document together to send off. My last tip, please, 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 please do not send any proposal documents to anyone that you haven't spoken to first. Don't just email it off. Make sure you've had a phone call with them. Make sure you've had a chat. They know who you are. Then, send it away. But don't ever send one if you've not made any contact with the recipient. Okie dokie. We have got 2 more videos this week. I'm not going to tell you what they're about, but I suggest that you watch them because they'll really help put together all of these tips to help you get sponsored.